Hi guys, in this video, we're going to learn about the generative AI ops, right? So what is the generative AI ops, right? We already know that, right? Generative impact AI is basically impacting to all over world into a different processes in software development, in optimizations and different kind of a task, learning and many more things like that. Correct. So in the same way, generative AI is also impacting to a ops work as well. Also, it is impacting to a completely DevOps works as well, right? So refers to an application of a generative artificial intelligence technology, right? With the aim of IT operations. So it is basically AI model which is helping us to automate, enhance, and streamline the various operational tasks and processes, right? And we will learn what are the key aspects of a generative AI ops. So we already know in DevOps, right? There is a developers and there is a operational people are meeting together. They are using some of the softwares and they set up some of the processes. So there is a role of people, there is a role of softwares and there is a role of a process, correct, when we are talking about the ops, correct. So in the same way, generative AI is also helping us into in this same, for you can say for process, and when we are using the people and also we are using the softwares, correct. So there is a different ways you can that generative AI can take itself. There are some of the decisions, right? It can also help it to you for predictive analytics. It can also help it to you for automation of a different routine task, right? So repetitive task, incident response, right? Log analysis or any other monitoring, this kind of a work it can do very easily. Predictive analytics, right? So there are a different you can say softwares. If you talk about Grafana, ALK, right? If you talk about Neuralink and many more softwares, they provide that predictive analytics also for, you can say, when they monitor any applications, right? Can analyze the historical data and then predict that future incident and the performance issues, correct? So natural language processing, NLP. So this utilize NLP and AI can help to parsing and understanding the user queries, right? And more efficient interaction with the IT support system. So these are the some of the key features which we can talk about, right? Can also helping us, right, in the way to automatically generate that some kind of script. Automatically it can help us to generate that complete descriptive file which we can use for deployment purpose as well. So complete deployment automations which we can do it with the help of this generative AI work. So many such tools like Copilot, right? Maybe if you will say Amazon Q or Microsoft Copilot like this, or if you use a chat GPT, you can generate that complete script for CI/CD pipeline script if you wanted to generate, if you wanted to generate that complete deployment.yaml file for Kubernetes, and many more things you can do it. If you will integrate directly with the VS Code or maybe your, you can say Git Copilot with your IntelliJ, you can directly generate into your editor as well, right? So it can help. This AI can power the chatbot that assists user in troubleshooting different issues and real-time support also. So it can also help it to you with this work also. And it AI can identify different patterns and behavior into system performance. So basically, when this system is having you consuming much more memory or there are some critical challenges, so it can detect very early. So that is we can do with the help of predictive analytics and maybe with whatever historical data we have it, correct? And dynamic resource management, it can also optimize the resource allocation and scaling based on the real-time usage patterns and enhancing efficiency and reducing the cost. So this is also one of that good and powerful fact. We already know this kind of facility. We also had that earlier as well. When that CPU utilization is goes now more than 90%, we can scale it, right? So that kind of a setup we already able to do it, but it will be a much more effective way if we will use a generative AI with that resource allocations and resource optimization here, correct. So you can increase the efficiencies, right? You can also enhance your decision making. So AI driven insights provide the data driven recommendations. So based on the data you can take a much more better decisions, right? So there will not be any emotional decisions. It will be completely based on the machine and the data, right? And definitely if you will automatically automate the task, right? And if you will have a human less effort, right? So in that scenario, there is a chances of errors will be very less, right? And everything will be completely automated, and which is every company is looking for it as a part of your NFRs, non-functional requirements, correct? So it can also save your cost, right? Automating your process and optimizing a resource utilization will basically significantly reduce your cost and helping it to you for saving some money also, and optimize the your resource utilization basically, correct? So user experience will also be a much better when we are talking about the benefits. So what are the different use cases, right? So incident management, capacity planning, security operations, generative AI ops represent, you can say, significant advancement in how organization manage their IT operations. So also, if you wanted to complete or do a complete automation into a CI/CD pipelines deployments, right? If you wanted to do some kind of a capacity planning, so predictive models to forecast resource need for optimize the infrastructure accordingly, right? Apart from that, there is a many such other places you can use that generative AI concept here when we are talking about generative AI ops, right? So if you are talking about particularly for using some data related to your monitoring for performance for CPU utilizations, and then it can provide some data and report, and along with this we can make some chatbot, and based on that data or whatever that queries we fire it, we can get some of that responses as well, correct? So this is all about your generative AI ops, which is impacting to your complete operational work. So I hope you got some idea about that generative AI work right here. It is also helping to you for AI ML ops also. It is also helping it to you for DevOps support for streamlining your CI/CD pipeline, automation, testing, deployment, and monitoring process with completely automated manners. So there is a no manual effort required to write all this script. You write or configuring the resources. Everything can be done with the simple commands, and that your generative AI will do it and can generate the script and help it to you later to create some of the good resources based on the script. So thank you very much. If you like this video, definitely you can share with some other people, and you can provide the comments. And if you have any other concerns or any other questions.